CBS News 24/7 with cameras watching the skies over Iran and Israel minute by minute. We are now in the fourth day of that deadly conflict after Israeli airstrikes first hit nuclear facilities in Iran. That happened Friday. The latest strike in Israel killed at least 8 people, injured dozens more. So let's talk about this. CBS News Pentagon reporter Ellee Watson joins us for more on U.S. response. So much damage done so far. Are you hearing if there's any end in sight without those bunker buster bombs?
So over the weekend, Israel did announce that it's achieved almost complete aerial dominance over most of the skies of Iran, which has allowed Israel to expand its campaign past nuclear sites to target military officials, nuclear scientists, oil and gas infrastructure, as well as some of Iran's ballistic missile launchers, potentially limiting Iran's ability to retaliate against Israel, even as Iran says it will continue to strike Israel while Israeli strikes against it continue. President Trump, yesterday before leaving for the G7, said he hopes a deal can get done between the two sides to stop the fighting. He said today, just as you heard, that he's heard Iran is reaching out to potentially continue talks to get to a ceasefire. But President Trump also said last night that, quote, sometimes they've got to fight it out. But the longer this fight goes on, the more risk there is that America gets dragged in, either because Israel convinces President Trump to join the strikes with Israel, or because Iran follows through on its vow to threaten U.S. interests in the region, or both of those scenarios.
Is it the understanding there at the Pentagon that so far the weapons capability that Israel has can do a lot of surface damage to those nuclear sites, but can't go very deep? And is it enough to just do what they've done and to continue doing what they've done?
Well, Israel has hit several nuclear sites, but according to the United Nations nuclear watchdog, has not damaged 2 of the sites. You mentioned the bunker busters. One of those sites, Fordo, is thought, the conventional wisdom is that it would require American bunker buster bombs, which only the U.S. has, to get at that site. Now, Israel may have a plan to damage that site without the U.S., but already some Republicans in Congress, including Senator Lindsey Graham, who was on Face the Nation yesterday, said that if diplomatic talks fail to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, then President Trump should join in the offensive strikes to finish the job of destroying any chance Iran could have at attaining a nuclear weapon. President Trump has been reluctant to join offensively, so far only authorizing defensive support to help Israel intercept Iranian ballistic missiles through ground-based interceptors, through warships, and now through the air. The Pentagon over the weekend did authorize more aircraft to go to the region and another aircraft carrier to provide the president with more, as of now, defensive options, but that support could easily turn into offensive operations if the president needed them to.
Ellee Watson on the case from the Pentagon. I have a feeling we're going to be talking to you in that seat a lot in the coming days and weeks ahead. We appreciate you so much.